If you're walking around Mount Eden or Morris Heights in the Bronx, you might suddenly come across a massive sunken highway cutting straight through the neighborhood. This is the Cross Bronx Expressway, one of the most controversial roads ever built in New York City. The Cross Bronx Expressway is a 6-mile highway built to move cars and trucks across the Bronx, carrying Interstate 95 and serving as a key link between the George Washington Bridge and the region's major highways. Before the expressway, neighborhoods across this part of the Bronx were thriving working and middle-class communities, home to generations of Jewish, Italian, German, Irish, and Puerto Rican families. In the late 1940s, city planner Robert Moses proposed running that highway straight through the heart of the Bronx. Rather than following routes that would have displaced fewer residents, his plan cut directly through established neighborhoods. The plan was met with resistance. Residents argued that the highway would destroy communities that had taken decades to build. Activists George and Evelyn Ambrosini pushed for an alternative route that would have followed existing railroad rights of way and would have displaced fewer families, but their efforts ultimately failed. Construction began in 1948 and continued for more than 2 decades. While sections opened throughout the 1950s and 60s, the project wasn't completed until the Bruckner Interchange opened in 1972. Thousands of homes and businesses were demolished, displacing around 60,000 residents. While the highway did create a faster path for cars and trucks, it dismantled neighborhoods that had taken generations to build. Neighborhoods were physically split apart by a highway that remains a barrier between communities to this day. Businesses lost foot traffic, neighborhood connections were broken, and many longtime residents were forced to rebuild their lives elsewhere. Over time, the area experienced decades of disinvestment and decline. The expressway became one of several factors, alongside redlining, job loss, and suburbanization, that reshaped the Bronx. Decades of truck traffic and pollution have contributed to some of the worst air quality and asthma rates in New York City, especially among children living near the expressway. For years, residents and officials have proposed ways to repair the damage, from covering parts of the highway with parks to redesigning the road itself. But at the end of the day, the Cross Bronx Expressway is a reminder that infrastructure decisions aren't just about roads and transportation, they're about the communities that have to live with those decisions for generations.